Hello friends, welcome to our channel Knowledge Amplifier. So today in this particular video, I am going to discuss how you can use secret manager with EMR. And for that, we need to understand this bootstrap concept also. So on that also, I am going to discuss in detail from scratch. Okay. So let's first try to understand what is bootstrap action. Okay. It is basically an action which is used to install liquid packages before the cluster is created. Okay, so basically you just think this kind of scenario: you are launching an EMR cluster to run your big data pipeline. Maybe you have written in PySpark, and in that particular Python with Spark program, somewhere you are using such Python module or library which is not available in default Python. You have to do pip install and then make it available. Okay, so in that kind of scenario, how you can install that kind of Python dependencies in PySpark? Because it will be not simple as easy as pip install something. Because in PySpark, as you know, it run in parallel processing environment. Multiple core nodes are there. One master node are generally there. Okay, that is in distributed environment. Multiple nodes are there, and that time you have to install the Python packages such that that particular package or module, whatever you say, will be available in all the worker nodes, so that it will not throw any error, something like the module not found or something. Okay, so that kind of setup you have to do, and that's what this bootstrap is. Using bootstrap, you can basically do some installation like pip install or some other installation which will be distributed in all the nodes of the cluster. Okay, so it has one special advantage, that it install packages in each node in the cluster as specified in the script. So bootstrap action is basically a script you have to write that you can put in S3, and while launching EMR, you can specify that this is my bootstrap script. It will execute this script, and there, if you suppose require some Python dependency, if you put that pip install command in that script, that particular module or library will be available in each node, so that all the worker nodes or master node can use that particular Python module. Okay, so suppose we want to make some credentials secure using secret manager, right? So if we want that, what we require? We need basically boto3, because boto3 is the one which will connect in between secret manager and our EMR, right? So let's first see that whether boto3 is available in default EMR or not while running PySpark. Okay, so I will be going to EMR, and then here I am working in Ohio region. I will go to create cluster. Okay, I will go to advanced option, and then here I will be choosing Spark, and pig I don't want, hue not required, only Hive, Hadoop, Spark is sufficient. And then I will go to next, keep these properties default. If required, you can change, no problem. I will go to next, logging and debugging, termination protection is fine. I can disable termination protection. And here you can see bootstrap action. But first, let's see that whether we really need bootstrap action or not, or if basically boto3 is available as a default in PySpark environment, then we are fine with that, right? So here I'll go to next, and then here I will create a basically EC2 key pair, and then here I will go to create cluster. Okay, when the cluster is created, what I will do? I will go to AWS management console, and then here I will basically go to secret manager, and I will be preparing the secrets whatever required. Okay, so here I will go to store a new secret, other type of secret I want to store. So suppose I want to connect with Snowflake. So what I want to store all the required user ID, password, URL for Snowflake in the secret manager. Okay, so earlier I have already discussed in detail how you can connect Glue and Snowflake using PySpark. The same concept we are going to use. So some secrets can be URL, user ID, password. Okay, these kind of secrets we need. So first I will be storing SF URL. I will be going to that, and I will be pasting that here as a key, and the value part I will be taking from my Snowflake account. Okay, so this is the corresponding value. Okay, then I will add one more. Okay, user ID. So user ID is hello world user, where we are working. Okay, right, and then here I will paste that here, and the key name is basically in our code, that is SF user. The code I'll be providing in the description box or in the comment section. Also, I have explained in my earlier videos in detail also. You can refer anything, no problem. And I will be pasting the password also in the secret manager. Okay. Here I'll be taking the password, right? So once that is done, more or less it is fine. And then here we can go to next, and then secret name I can give demo EMR testing YT. Okay, and then here I can go to next, and then what we can do, automatic rotation I don't require. I will go to directly next, and then here I am having my beautiful Python code. Okay, so here you see, to connect in between secret manager we need boto3, right? So we have to make sure that boto3 is available in PySpark environment. I'll copy this code and I will click on store. So the secret manager will be stored here, right? Now I will go back to my Python code, and here what I will do, I will paste that. Okay, so this is our code. I will do a slight change because I will be running the code from PySpark console directly instead of running as a complete Python file. So for that, what I will do, I will basically remove all the empty lines. Okay, because it might throw indentation error. So I will delete all this. So this particular code is basically used to extract the secrets from the secret manager, right? So demo EMR testing YT is the secret name, and then it is creating the client using the boto3, and then it is basically extracting all the secrets in get secret value response. Okay, so I will be making this as kind of global variable outside that, and I will return this one. Okay, so here I can return it. Return one, and here this line I will be removing. Okay, perfect. So our code is ready. Now let's see whether EMR is ready or not. EMR will take some time to start. Here it is, you can still see it is in starting phase. Once that is done, we can log in this particular master public DNS. Okay, and we have to make sure one more thing, that is in master node SSH inbound is enabled, because we are going to connect with putty using SSH, right? So we will go to master security group. This is the one for master. We will click on that and we will verify whether SSH is there or not. See, it is there, right? So if it is there, we are fine. But if it is not, we have to edit the inbound rule and we have to add that. Multiple times I have discussed this concept, right? So anyway, so let's wait for some time. It took 3 minutes already. We have to wait a little bit more to make the cluster ready. Generally, it takes 5 to 10 minutes. Once that is done, what we will do, we will enter in the PySpark console. Okay, and as you know, to connect with PySpark and Snowflake, we need certain JDBC dependencies. So that one we are downloading in the runtime using -- packages. So there are two options. Either you can use -- packages and install in the runtime by downloading it, or else what you can do, you can download and keep it safe in a particular location, maybe that is in S3 somewhere you are storing, and then instead of -- packages, you can specify jars. Okay, and specify the complete S3 URL where basically the jars are stored. Okay, both are fine. I am using packages for this particular experiment, and this particular code anyway not required. Those are on the comments. That's fine. And then let's see. We'll wait little bit. So currently it is in running state. Soon it will be in waiting state, that we can start using this one. See, the cluster is now ready. Now all we will do, we will basically copy this particular public DNS and we will try to log in with putty. Okay. Here I will paste the host name. I'll go to SSH and authentication. I will select this particular one, key whatever we downloaded, right? I'll click on open. Yes. And then here I will be writing Hadoop, which is default user ID, right? So once that is done, we successfully entered in EMR console. And let's first see whether we are able to run this particular code or not. Okay. So we'll be entering in the PySpark console. These dependencies will be downloading, right? Okay. Then I will copy this particular code. and we have entered in this Spark console. I will run this one. See, it is throwing error. Import boto3. Module not found. No module name boto3. Now here is the problem. You cannot simply do pip install boto3, right? Because it is a distributed computing. Okay, so we have to make sure it is available in all the different nodes. So what we will do, we will use bootstrapping this time. So I will close this particular one and I will show you from scratch how bootstrapping happens. Basically, I will terminate this particular cluster. Okay, let it terminate, and then here we will go back to our this one. So we have understood what is the meaning of bootstrap, and basically all we need pip install boto3. This is all we have to do, right? Because boto3 is the only dependency for this particular get secret function to call the secret manager. Okay, so here we have to use pip3, not pip. Okay, pip3 install will work in EMR version greater than 5.20, and as we are using EMR version greater than 5.20, if you see this particular one here, you might be able to see 5.35. okay, so we have to use pip3, not pip. Okay, if you try to do pip install boto3 in Bootstrap Action, you will see that it will throw error. So we have to use pip3 install boto3. This one we can use, but always it is a good practice that if you use --user or -U, okay, that is the --user flag to pip install tells pip to install the packages in some specific directories within your home directory. And this is a very good way to have your own default Python environment that adds to the packages within your system directories and therefore does not affect the system Python installation. Okay, so if you don't use -u, then what might happen that your system Python installation might be impacted in a overall level throughout the cluster. But you can use --user to kind of isolate that from others. Okay, so you can use this one, and then you can do pip install action with root privileges by using sudo. Okay, so we want that after installing boto3 we should not get any access issues. Okay, so for that what we can do, we can give this one with sudo user, so that root privileges it will be having and no issue with access will be encountering in our development phase. Okay, so the code is sudo pip3 install -u boto3. This one we have to use at Bootstrap. So this one how we can put as a shell script. So the code will look like this. That is bin bash, how we generally put in the first line, and then sudo pip3 install u boto3. Okay, suppose you want to install multiple Python dependencies, you just do like this way: sudo pip3 install -u, and then new line matplotlib pandas, and then multiple stuff, whatever you want, you just install. Okay, for my case only requirement is this particular boto3. So I'll be taking this particular one, I'll be opening a new notepad file, I'll paste that one. Also I'll be changing here, you can see Windows, right? But our code will run in Linux machine, so I need to change this to Unix. Okay, once we do that, we can basically simply save this particular file. Okay, I'll go to AWS Lambda, and here I'll be saving this as EMR bootstrap.sh. Okay, right, and then here our basically shell script is ready, right, in Unix. Okay, now what we'll do, we'll upload that particular script in S3 bucket, which is in same region where we are going to launch our EMR cluster. If we are going to launch our EMR cluster in Ohio region, in same Ohio region, in some S3 bucket, we have to upload the bootstrap file. Okay, otherwise the EMR will not able to download that if the S3 file is in some other locations, and that will be another problem. Okay, so I will search, is there any Ohio region bucket? See here, this bucket is in Ohio region, right? So what I will do, I will basically upload the bootstrap file here. Okay, so here I'll go to AWS Lambda, and then here I will search for my file, and then here I will upload this particular one. Okay, so our bootstrap file is uploaded, right? And this is basically our S3 URL. Okay, so what we'll do now, we'll go back to our EMR, and then we'll go to create cluster, right? We'll go to advanced option, we will choose Spark, we'll disable hue and peak, and then we will go to next, and then here all these properties unchanged, I will go to next. My cluster is fine, I will disable the termination protection, and here you can see bootstrap action. Okay, So I will select the Bootstrap action as custom action. I will click on configure and I will search for that particular file. Okay, that is basically this particular one, right? EMR bootstrap.sh. Okay, I will just simply add that. So what will happen when the cluster will try to spin up? First it will download all the dependencies in all the nodes and then it will be make ready for our usage. Okay, so we will go to next, and then here what we will do, we will basically take the EC2 keep here whatever we require, and then here we will create the cluster. Okay, so what will happen, that now it is in starting phase. Soon it will be going to bootstrapping phase, where basically bootstrap action will be running. After that it will be going to running phase, and after that it will be waiting phase when we can start using our EMR. Okay, soon we can see it will enter in the bootstrapping phase, right? So let's wait for some time. Until then, let me show you the Snowflake also. What I did, basically I created a database. Okay, if you see, this is the Ramu database, which is having information schema which contain all the metadata, and the public schema which you can use to create any tables or views, whatever Snowflake objects. Okay, and in that we created a simple small sales table which contains some sales related information. See, if I refresh this one, apart from sales, no other table is present, and I can simply do select star from sales. We can simply get the data. Okay, and then what we are doing here, we are basically doing a group by based on city and total quantity we are trying to fetch. So this result set we are getting. Okay, and suppose in Spark what we will try to do, we will try to read this particular table, and then here we will try to create this particular group by using Spark data frame approach, and this result set we will be writing in a separate table under the Ramu database in the public schema. Okay, so here see, currently it is in bootstrapping phase. That is, that Boto3 installation is going on in all the nodes whatever we have chosen. Okay, so we have to wait little bit for that. Until then, I will go back to my Spark code, and here I will do some modification. Okay, so what is the database name? Database name is basically what we are using for our case is Ramu. Okay, so I will basically change in this star. I will be pasting that to Ramu. And what is the schema? This schema is basically public schema, right? So here I will be going, and then here I will be taking public. Okay, what is the table name? The table name is basically sales table, right? So I'll go here and I'll be taking that one. Okay, and this is our table name. Okay, and URL, user ID, password we will be taking from secret manager from this particular get secret function. Okay, so here I can write that code also. Secret equal to, you can call this particular function secret equal to get secret, right? Now let's go back to EMR. What is the situation? Let's see. It is still in bootstrapping phase. Let it work. Okay, so this particular Spark session creation is not required, because when we will enter in PySpark console, automatically it will be created for us, right? No problem. Cool. So let's see how much time it takes. So now our cluster is in waiting state and it is ready. Now what should happen, that if we try to log in the EMR console, and then here what we will do, we will basically again try to import Boto3, and we will see that whether it is working or not. Okay, so here I will open that, and then here I will click on yes, and then here I will enter in Hadoop. Okay, that is login as Hadoop. Okay, and then again let's try to do pip installation of this one. Using first we will enter in PySpark by downloading the dependency jars, and then here we will again try to execute these import commands. Okay, so I will just change the setting so that it will not have connection timeout issue to 1000. Okay, so that the session will be keep alive and we can work with putty. So now if I run this one, see how beautifully it worked. It has not thrown any error. Okay, now what is the next step? Next step is basically I will basically simply paste this particular code. Let's see. Okay, so I will just paste this code, and here is another issue arised. Okay, that is here we are getting indentation error, right? Indentation error, unexpected indentation. So this generally happens whenever you copy the code from AWS console to Notepad or Notepad to Python console something. So we need to correct that one also. So it is a simple steps only. So here I will be making all this correct, and then here I will be going to this one, and then here I will be cancelling this one. Okay, and then here get secret value, and then here now here I will here you can see that this particular, once the primary indentation is done, then here I will execute the try block inside one, and then this complete except block also I'll be making one inner side, and this all this if else block also you have to make one inside. Okay, and then here this complete else block also we have to make inside proper indentation. Okay, and here is another if block, and there here is another else block. Okay, now let's hope it will work. All I will do, I will basically copy this get secret, and then here I will try to paste that. See, this time no indentation error occurred. All I will do, I will basically call this get secret. Okay, and let's see whether it is working or not. So see, it's thrown error. What is that? And that is basically it is saying that policy don't have access to the secret manager what we created. Okay, so the problem is this EMR is using for EC2 EMR EC2 default role, right? This role don't have access to use the secret manager. So that also we have to change that. So all we will do, we will go to AWS management console, and then here I will search for IAM, and then here I will go to roles, and then in roles I will be searching the role which the EMR is using, that is this one, and then here I will attach the secret manager policy. Okay, secret. So secret manager read write access, I have to attach that. Okay, once I attach that, what I will do, I will close this particular putty session and I will open again. Okay, because we might have to restart that. So in that same putty console it might not be updated the policy. Okay, so here I will open putty once again, I'll paste that here, and then here I will go to SSH and then authentication. I will take the key file and then I'll open this one, and then here I will log in as Hadoop. Okay, I will just make connection timeout to 1000 and apply this one. Okay, and then let's again try to enter in PySpark. Okay, so all these steps you have to follow. First, for Boto 3 we need Bootstrap. Okay, then not only that, we need to give the EMR role to access the secret manager as well. Okay, so once we do that, now we can hope that it will work perfectly fine, and we can establish a secure connection, and we can create a secure code which is ready to deploy in production without any security concern. Okay, so here what we will do, we will basically take this particular code. Okay, get secret one, and then here I will enter, and now let's see, secret equal to get secret. Okay, see, it perfectly worked. Now if I just see what is the content, you will see this is the content. Okay, and you can see in secret string here my Snowflake URL, user ID, passwords are stored, but this is a string type, right? So we have to convert that to dictionary. So for that, what we will do, I will basically copy the secret string one, and then here I will be extracting only that particular key, and then here JSON dot loads I will be using to convert that to dictionary, and here I will be importing JSON. Okay, JSON is anyway default available in Python, no problem. And then here I can call secrets. Okay, so once it is done, if I just search for secret, here we can get this dictionary which contain SF URL, user ID and password. Okay, so SF URL suppose I want, so how we'll be taking, we'll be just removing this particular code and in here I'll paste that. Okay, SF URL, so I'll be just using dictionary concept to extract the corresponding value for a particular key. Okay, so SF URL is extracted. Same thing will be pasting the user ID as well as password. I'll be just checking what is the user ID key, that is SF user. I'll be going here and SF user I'll be pasting and password SF password. Okay, and then here SF password, right? So that is also done pretty much. I'll be doing these to import, although it is not that much required, but still I'll be doing perfect. And then here, see, this user ID password all are secured from secret manager. And then here the table name we have hard coded basically sales, and on city we are doing group by, and we are taking the quantity as some value, and then we are saving that in another table. Okay, so what is the table? Let's go to Snowflake. Okay, so currently see, apart from sales nothing is there, right? So here I will create the table name, maybe hello secret manager testing something. Okay, just for testing purpose we are using this, and then I will copy this particular one and I will paste that here. Okay, that is done. Now we can call the main function. Okay, let's call that, and it shows some error, database Ramu does not exist or not authorized. Okay, what happened? Let's see that. Use database Ramu. Let me try to create table and see whether it is working. Create table h1 as ramu.public.h1 as. I will remove this parenthesis and try once. Missing column specification. Okay, so h1 is successfully created. So this role able to create the table, right? So that's fine. I'll drop this. I was just checking that whether this one is having access to that or not to create the table. So it has access, right? So I can delete this one and I can delete this one as well. If I refresh, then here it is having nothing. So database Ramu does not exist or not authorized. Okay. So the problem is actually what is happening, we have not specified the role here, right? So actually in this particular user there are two roles available. For demo role YT this particular Ramu database available, but for other roles it is not. So we have to pass that one also. I will try to pass that. So a safe role, anyway it is not also a secret value something. So here I can pass the role name. Okay, demo role YT, demo role YT. Okay, and then let's try to execute this main function again. Okay, software course connection. Okay, so because putty was inactive, so that's why this happened. Okay, I will duplicate this session and I will try to do again. I will open PySpark console and then I will execute all the codes again. Okay, so till now if you see this particular Snowflake Ramu database, only sales table is present. Now we have specified the role, now it should work. Let's see. Okay, I'll copy this particular code and then here I'll paste that, and then here I will go to get secret I will copy this particular one, paste that, okay, and then I will export these two lines, right? Once that is done, I'll be taking these two also, and then here I will call the main function now. Okay. Let's see now it will throw error or not. So see, it went to next prompt. That means it is successfully executed. Currently we are seeing only sales table, but if we refresh that, we will see hello secret manager testing. It is also perfectly coming. If we preview the data, we will able to see the same set, that is based on city we did group by on quantity column. Okay, and you can do any kind of query on this particular table now. Okay, anything you can explore. So I will just show you a select query on top of this. Okay, if I execute, see we are getting. So I hope you are getting the essence, that is how to use secret manager in EMR. That is basically the code to extract the secret is already given by AWS. All we have done, just we are returning the secret value response, but for that boto3 is required, which is not available in EMR PySpark console by default. So we have done bootstrapping. Apart from that, we need to give the EMR EC2 default role the secret manager read write access as well. Otherwise, it will not able to read the data from secret manager. Okay, and at the end, once you have done the experiment, please make sure to delete all the unnecessarily open AWS service. Otherwise, it might cost charges. Like secret manager you can delete, EMR you can delete. Okay, so this is all for this video. All these codes I'll be providing in the description box or in the comment section. So if you find this video helpful, then please like, share and comment. Subscribe our channel if you have not subscribed till now, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the notification of our latest videos. Thank you for watching.